Hello everyone, I'm Kim and welcome to my sewing room. I hope you're all really well and have managed to get some sewing in this week. Now I have been a busy little bee. After last week I cut out the beautiful pink corduroy that I wanted to make an Atenas jacket in, and normally I would cut something out, I'd purchase all the stuff that I need to finish it, I'd wait for it to come in and then I would get sewing and voila, I would have a finished garment. And sometimes whilst waiting for stuff to come in like buttons, zips, etc., I'd go off on one of my infamous tangents and make something else like a cushion, a bag, or an Alfie rabbit. But this time I don't know why I got the urge to carry on cutting things out. Now cutting fabric is not my favourite part of dressmaking, and I think sometimes when I'm planning to make things I procrastinate because I just don't want to do the tracing of a pattern off, making adjustments to that pattern, cutting the fabric out. I just really want to get to the sewing stage like most of us probably do. So what I thought I'd do, and I've never done this before, I thought I would just cut a few things out. So I set myself a challenge this week of cutting out as many things as I could, and also cutting into some of my precious fabric, because some of this fabric I have had for a while, and I know that Tomcat Stitchery has just released a challenge to us to work on some of our precious fabrics, and I think alongside her challenge I thought, you know what, I might actually cut into some of this fabric because I have around about 100 pieces of fabric now, and I've decided I just can't keep holding on to it. I need to actually start to cut into it and make some lovely garments out of it. So this week I've been cutting stuff out, I've been tracing patterns off, I have been making adjustments and cutting fabric. So I'm going to work through all of the projects I have cut, and so that you know what's going to be coming your way in the next couple of weeks. And I'm quite excited because even though I've cut all of this stuff out, the next stage will be for me to go online and purchase things that will complete each of those projects. So things like buttons, zips, anything specially needed for that project, like jean buttons, etc. So I'm nearly there, but I thought I would just show you everything I've cut out, and hopefully you'll be excited to see some of those garments finished in the next couple of weeks. So my table is a real mess. It's got everything on it, so bear with me whilst I maneuver around my table. So you saw last week that I did a video on how I actually use my project sheet. So you will know that my pink corduroy that I bought and showed you has been cut out to make an Atenas jacket. And here's the beautiful corduroy. I got this out of some fabric that I bought from Sherwood's. They were doing a 50% discount sale, and this corduroy is absolutely beautiful. And I have made this jacket before, so I did refer back to previous project sheets, and I did make an adjustment on this pattern. So I just lengthened the sleeves slightly and I changed the cup size from a D to a C. So it's all been cut out, and it's all here. Here it is. It's all cut out, ready to go. So I need to purchase my top stitching thread and some jean buttons. I do have some jean buttons, but they're more on the sort of brassy side. So I want to see whether I can find something that will maybe match this pink a bit better. If not, I'll stick to the brassy because the brassy colour is quite warm and pink is a warm colour. So that's my first cut out project, the Atenas. So project sheet. So I purchased the pattern Emporium downtown jacket pattern, and I bought some beautiful stretch striped denim, and I thought it would make that jacket up really well. So I have cut that out also, as mentioned, and here's a flash of the fabric. It's got a nice bit of stretch on it. So with this one, what I've done is I've cut all the fabric out so the stripe goes down. It has a burrito yoke, so I have actually cut my burrito yoke in a navy cotton, and this will go inside. So I've decided to do that inside the jacket. And just to add a little bit of a design feature on the pockets, I've decided to cut the pockets on a diagonal, so they will go on the bottom of the jacket, and just add a little bit of interest when I come to make that up. Now this jacket is also top stitched. I don't know whether I'm going to actually buy top stitching thread. I might just use a triple stitch on this to give the effect of top stitching, because I've got plenty of navy thread. So that's my downtown jacket from Pattern Emporium. Over the last couple of weeks, I have been waffling on about making some Seaforth pants, and every time I push out a video, they've never made an appearance because something else has cropped up and I've gone off and done that instead. But I did actually buy some more fabric to make some Seaforth pants. Now I did show you 2 lots of fabric previously that I had bought specifically to make these pants in, but I don't know why, for some reason I only bought 2 meters of each of those fabrics, which when I laid it out on my table I realized wasn't enough. I had misread the pattern. I was obviously thinking about something else. So those 2 pieces of fabric obviously didn't work with the pants, so I went off and I bought some more fabric specifically to make some Seaforth pants, because I'm annoyed with myself that I keep mentioning them and not actually getting around to sewing them. So I bought some of this beautiful poplin. It's not as heavy as I hoped it would be, but it's got a really nice design on it. The fabric came from a company called Fabworks, and I bought 2 lots of fabric from them, both the same type of weight of fabric. So I thought I would just cut one out and see how they actually feel, because I'm thinking from feeling this poplin, it is more lightweight than I wanted, and these will probably be a better summer trouser. So I'll make those up and see how I go with those. So last week I showed you this beautiful Bed of Roses Lady McElroy fabric, and I purchased 5 meters of this to make up my favourite pyjama pattern. So at the moment I have gone pyjama mad, being somebody who's never worn pyjamas to suddenly being obsessed with them. So with my 5 meters of Lady McElroy fabric, I thought that fabric is beautiful. It'll make up a really nice pair of pyjamas. Now I was talking last week about, if you're clever with the layout of your patterns, you can actually save yourself some fabric. Sometimes it might only be, you know, 1/4 meter, but in this case I saved a lot of meterage making up these 2 pattern pieces together. So let me just explain further. It's on this pattern that is a full length sleeve top and a long legged bottom. So the long sleeve top said that I needed 2 meters 30, so that's just for the top, and then for the long trousers I needed, from my side, I needed 2 meters 30, so that's 4 meters 60. So that's obviously if you're if you're making just the top, you would buy 2 meters 30 and that would be sufficient to make up that top. But because I was making up both the top and the bottom, it meant that I could pattern place using, you know, moving my pieces around the pattern to effectively use as much of the fabric as I could. So I managed to get all of the top and bottom pattern pieces onto the fabric, and I only use 2 meters 70. So instead of 4 meters 60, I only use 2 meters 70, which I was really pleased about, and so pleased that I thought I'm going to be able to get a really nice top out of the rest of this fabric. So with my remainder 2 meters 30 of this beautiful McElroy fabric, I thought I would make another S9467. Now, I've made one of these before and I absolutely love it, but I cannot find the pattern anywhere. So I've obviously put the pattern in with another pattern that I had made before, so I need to have a really good look for it. But I will be, and I will find that pattern. I will be cutting, I think I'm going to make the long sleeved version with below yoke ruffles, I think they call them, version, and I'm going to make it in the remainder of this fabric. So I'm really pleased that I've managed to get quite a lot of garments out of those 5 meters when I only thought I would be getting the pajamas out of them. So that's a bonus. Because we are coming into autumn, I wear a lot of shirts in autumn because I like to wear a shirt, and if I get cold I can put a jumper over it, and I still like the shirt to peep out at the top of my jumper, or I'll wear a tank top or a vest just to sort of layer up. So I do like shirts because I can layer, and I can put a jacket on as well. So autumn is my favourite season because I do like layering, and I look a little bit like a Christmas tree when I go out because I'm just so colourful. And my daughter always says to me, you know, we can always find you in a crowd, Mum, because you just stand out, which I think is quite a nice compliment actually. So with that said, I thought I really wanted to make some shirts. I haven't made any shirts for a while, and I have a favourite shirt pattern, and it's the B5526, and it is a straightforward shirt pattern. There's nothing fancy about it. It is just a straight back, 2 front pieces. It doesn't even have centre bands. The front pieces are just folded over, and buttonholes are put in, and you have a collar stand and a collar, and you have sleeve and cuff. So it's a really straightforward shirt. It's quite a nice simple shirt, and I love it, and I have made probably a dozen if not more shirts in this pattern. So I decided that what I wanted to do is I wanted to cut into some of the so-called precious fabric that I seem to hoard rather than use, to wear some beautiful colours. And I look at this fabric all the time, think, oh yeah, that would look nice in this, and that would look nice in that, and I never get around to it. But because I have been on a bit of a cutting frenzy, I have finally not become afraid of cutting into some of my precious fabric. So I thought I would cut into it using a pattern that I'm familiar with and I know that fits. So I have cut lots of fabric. So here's the first shirt. So this is fabric that you saw that I bought from Sherwood's a couple of weeks ago, and this is this beetle fabric. So I thought this is such a lovely fabric for a shirt. So that's one shirt that I will be making in that pattern. So that's one down, and that's cotton lawn, Lady McElroy cotton lawn, and I think it's called Sacred Symbol. Then the next fabric I cut for this shirt was this fabric that I bought from Purple Stitches. I took a visit out to Purple Stitches, who are based in Basingstoke, and I bought this beetle fabric. I've obviously got a thing for beetles. I bought this beetle fabric, and this will go really nice with the beautiful pink corduroy one. Will go with this as well, because we do have some sort of pink beetles in this fabric as well. So that's the second of those shirts. Now this fabric has been in my stash for a while, and I absolutely love it. I love the colours, and it is this Dashwood Studio fabric. And how long have I had that in my stash? So this has been in my stash for 3 years, and I did buy this from Minerva. It probably is no longer available. I will open it up so you can see it. So this is it. So it's a beautiful, vibrant pink leopard on a teal coloured background, and I just thought that will look so nice. The pink corduroy Atenas jacket that's on my make pile will work so well with this. So I think what I need to do is, when I'm looking for fabrics for my trousers, I need to make sure that I can coordinate it with the shirt and jackets that I obviously got planned to sew. And I can see even this fabric here, in the leopard spots are actually navy. So navy trousers would go with that, and navy trousers would go with the beetle one. I need to probably, actually I wouldn't need to make a pair of black trousers, because I've already got my black Seaforth pants that would go with the beetle shirt. So I feel that through doing this exercise of cutting out lots of patterns, I am starting to think about that will go with it, or you know, something else will match that nicely. And if it doesn't, I know that maybe then I should just go and purchase a little bit more fabric to finish off you know, a coordinated outfit. So they are all of my cut patterns, and I have decided that the first one I want to make, because a few of you have actually said that you're quite excited that I've got this pattern, I'm going to make the downtown jacket. So when hopefully I get back from my little holiday with my friend, I will be making that up. So I'm hoping that you might see that, if not next week, the week after, because I won't have anything else distract me, because I can just crack on now and get on with it. So that is all of my sewing plans.